Carter here. In this video, I'm going to break down the step-by-step process on how to write SEO content that ranks #1 in Google within 2025. And I will break down all the specifics within different stages of the strategies when writing your content and what to look out for when structuring your content and doing the keyword research. And I'm also going to break down the difference between the type of organic traffic you're getting within these specific keywords you're targeting and how to really optimize and look for keywords that are basically going to bring in more high quality type of traffic to your site to increase more of the conversions. All right, guys, I'm going to break down the step-by-step process on how to write SEO content that ranks #1 on Google within 2025 and go over the different stages when it comes to this. So obviously, way before you even start writing the content, you want to know what type of keywords you want to target specifically with the content you're trying to create, right? And there's 3 different components you really want to look at and highlight when selecting your keywords that you really want to target and really optimize for, right? A lot of people say they want to rank #1, but there's various different keywords you could be ranking for when it comes to this. A lot of business owners say they want to rank #1, but don't really know exactly for what type of keyword or phrase they want to rank for that would bring in the highest amount of high quality conversions or just traffic overall to their site. So before you even get to start writing your overall content, you really want to focus on what type of content you want to write. And really trying to analyze what type of keywords this would basically fall under. There's 3 different stages when it comes to the marketing funnel journey, which is top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, or bottom of the funnel. And each stage within these marketing funnels serve a purpose. So for example, top of the funnel type content would just basically be focusing on more informative or long tail keywords, which are typically more questions, right? And the sole purpose of this is just trying to get more organic traffic through the door where you can actually just repurpose by implementing like a Facebook pixel or a Google ads remarketing tag and pretty much start running more remarketing ads since people have landed on your page before, and you can start building a lot of audiences with this, or even just trickle in to more of maybe email marketing and offer something where in exchange you would get their email information where you can just continue creating more of like the email marketing approach, or just the overall funnel of trying to lead these people to your service pages on the type of service or products you're offering. Whereas middle of the funnel will be more of the intent of people actually knowing what you offer, and the content will be pretty relevant to this. So for example, like if you're in the software niche, you would have your software versus a competitor software, and people are comparing and are within that stage where they're ready to buy, but they just need more information. And you have bottom of the funnel, which would be more of a landing page on services and products people are 100% certain they will buy, and it's more like commercially based keywords. And based on this, like every type of content is obviously going to be structured differently. Like a blog post would look different than a landing page, for example. Then what you want to do is really look at the overall competition of the keyword, right? So every keyword has a certain amount of volume and competition you can pretty much just analyze and look at this data and really see if it's realistic to rank #1, right? And another analytic data you want to look at is your overall domain rating, or just domain authority, as they call it. And this will also give you more insights on if you're able to rank for the specific keyword based on the competition, since this plays a part as well, not only the overall content structure. So like, for example, if you're a brand new website and you want to rank for the keyword SEO, even if you have the best on-page SEO to rank for the specific keyword SEO, there's other websites which Google deems more authoritative and would have more priority when it comes to that, right? So just really analyzing the keyword difficulty would be really important depending on how authoritative your website is. So once you highlight what type of content you want to create, the overall keyword data, and the type of keyword you're going to be targeting, or keywords, you really want to start matching the intent by analyzing the search engine results pages, right? So basically, let's say you already found the type of keyword and the type of content you already know you want to write. Just do simple Google searches and really see what the competitors are doing and see how they're structuring their content, because matching intent is so important when it comes to ranking for a specific keyword when you're creating content. And I'll highlight a good example of this, right? So for example, if you're searching for a Starlight headliner, a majority of these results that you're going to get are Starlight kits, right? So you have Starlight headliner kits, another headliner kit, just different amount of kits, right? So the overall intent when you're ranking for this specific keyword would be basically highlighting that you offer a product, since like a majority of the real estate when it comes to the search engine results pages are kits for Starlight headliners. Or if you search for Starlight headliner Jacksonville, Florida, you can see my client who's ranking #1, right? And we focus on Starlight Headliner install Jacksonville, Florida. So a good keyword would be to either add a local element to this or to add another keyword. So like Starlight Headliner install Jacksonville, Florida. Because the overall intent is not, we're not selling Starlight Headliners, we're installing Starlight Headliners. So this is why just analyzing the overall SERPs is really important when it comes to the type of keywords you're trying to rank for and the overall content structure and making sure you're matching the intent for the specific keyword. Now, if you don't know what keywords to use, I suggest using a tool like SEMrush, and you can just start basically doing keyword research and planning overall on the type of keywords you're going to be targeting. So for example, if you're a personal injury lawyer and you're trying to target the keyword snow car accident, which is a good phrase, and we can see here the overall difficulty is pretty low. It has a monthly search of 320. You can also see different type of keyword variations when it comes to this, and really pull all this data to really include when it comes to creating and writing your content. So we have snow car accidents in snow, um, and just different types of variations. You can just view all of these type of keywords that you could basically use. Or if you're like more on the aspect of the insurance side, we can use a long tail keyword like, does car insurance cover snow accidents, right? But I think the overall intent we're trying to go for when we're targeting this type of keyword is, personal injury lawyers. And we can pretty much just confirm that we're matching the intent based on what the overall search engine results pages are showing. Right, so we search for this keyword snow car accident, and then at the top we can see videos are populating a majority of this, but then we also have top stories. But when we scroll down, we can basically see already here at Sobo and Sobo, this is a law firm where they're talking about winter driving accidents specifically within New York. And then you can see here, this is more top of the funnel, and they have call to actions here at the top as well for their personal injury law firm. But we can already see here, basically the overall intent of the specific keyword, a personal injury attorney type topic. And if we scroll down too, we could probably see other videos, images, and then we can see here as well, another law firm group basically targeting this keyword, another law group, another law group. But you get the point. Like a majority of the majority of the results when it comes to the specific search is basically targeting the type of intent I was basically going for when somebody searches for snow car accident. And what you can basically do is, for example, if we look at this specific blog here, where they're targeting a really long tail keyword, talking about who's at fault at a car accident caused by snow or black ice. This is more of like informative, right? People are trying to figure out, they probably got into an accident and they're trying to get more information based on this. But what you can do is you can really just copy this specific URL and you can plug it in within SEMrush, and you can see the overall keywords that this specific blog that you just pulled is ranking for. You can pretty much just use this as an inspiration and really see what other type of keyword variations you could be ranking for. So this specific blog is ranking for 61 different keywords, and you can see here #3 for snow car accident. But you can see different variations such as is sliding on ice an at fault accident, and really start ranking for multiple keywords, and looking at their overall structure and gaining inspiration from it. So after you listed the type of keywords you're trying to target, and making sure the content that you're writing basically matches the intent when it comes to ranking within the search engine results pages of those keywords, the next step is to basically pull all this information and start creating an outline. Within this outline, you want to use as a blueprint or draft when organizing your overall structure of your content, but also make sure you're optimizing the headings for search engines and making sure that the structure helps guide your readers. So for example, I'm just looking at the overall structure from the example I gave you guys, and you can see here that they have a pretty good overall structure when it comes to their headers. So there should be only one specific H1, which they do in this example, and the H1 should be the overall topic of your content. So we can see here within the H1, they basically included the long tail keyword of who is at fault for a car accident caused by snow or black ice. Then they've broken it down into H2s, which are basically subtopics. And if you have a subtopic within your subtopic, this should be an H3, but there's no need since they're basically just covering the whole content within the specific header. But you can see here within the H2s as well, they are adding either semantics or you can also add secondary keywords, right? So for example, you have black ice accidents, since they're also trying to rank for black ice. accident faults, and then same thing here as well. You see snow or black ice accident fault, and basically just covering everything when it comes to that. Right, so they're mentioning both snow and black ice accidents. If we go back and analyze their keywords again, you can see here they're ranking for both of these type of keywords. So they have AI overviews when it comes to black ice car accidents in snow, car accident black ice, and then you also have car accident snowfall. So they're basically able to rank for multiple type of keywords based on the structure, and it's pretty much semantic. So like black ice and snow when it comes to accidents are just semantic to each other and makes sense when pairing it. So this is why and how they're able to rank for multiple keywords. Not only within the headers, they also implement the keywords within the overall content too as well. But when it comes to structuring your headers, this probably brings in more of, like I said before, guidance on how would you structure or how you're going to structure your content overall. So once you basically created your overall outline, the next step is to start writing your content. But a good rule of thumb is to make sure you're implementing a good amount of keyword density, right? So if you don't mention the keywords that you're trying to rank for within your content, how are you going to rank for them if they're not mentioned within your content, right? So this is where people get it kind of mixed up, and they really just focus so much on writing for search engines and optimizing for it, where they're just keyword stuffing a majority of these keywords, and it's not really reader friendly for your visitors. You really want to just have this overall scale where you're writing for both the search engines and your overall readers. And you want to make sure when you're writing this content, is this something you would read yourself, right? So a lot of people are just using AI content and just stuffing these keywords and letting AI just overall write their content for them. Running with AI is actually not bad at all. Google even mentioned saying that as long as the content is helpful, it can rank. This is where people start getting more lazy and thinking they can just basically write their content on automation mode and not really having a human element to it when reviewing and writing this content and making sure the content is basically factual. Since I've seen, and I'm pretty sure you guys also have seen before too, where you're reading a piece of content where it's not really up to date information or it's not factual at all. So this is a huge important step, since the main goal is to basically bring in visitors with the content you're writing and turn them into basically conversions, right? If you're solely just bringing in visitors, since you have content that's SEO optimized and you're writing for search engines, just people who are reading this wouldn't really find value in this, since it's not really engaging and wouldn't lead to more conversions. So these are the two things you really want to start focusing on. So a good rule of thumb is to make sure you implement your target focus keyword within the first paragraph, within the headers, and within the title, meta title, and meta description as well. And then also try to have a focus of like secondary keywords you can implement maybe once or twice, but the overall target keyword that you're trying to target, make sure you have a good amount of keyword density, but making sure it looks natural within the overall just content that you're writing. And then, as I mentioned before, making sure this is reader friendly. And a good way to also increase engagement is to add videos and images, but not only for the purpose of engagement, which engagement is a ranking factor. If you have higher engagement within your websites, Google is going to start pushing out your content more and ranking it higher. But you can also add schema markup, right? So this will help you increase your rankings overall, but this will also give you a chance to rank your images and your videos as well within the search engines. Now I'm going to use the example again as I used before to really highlight what the meta tag should be looking like. But we can see here that the title tag is over the recommended amount of characters and within the description. So you really want to make sure this fits the recommended characters. So I think for title tags should be around 65 and description should be around 155. And this is basically what would be showcasing when you search for a specific query within Google and how it would show within the rankings. So for example, if I search the keyword that they're targeting, who is at fault for a car accident caused by snow, you can see a lot of these queries and highlighting this is the title tag and this is the meta description, and you want to make sure that it contains the focus keywords. But not only this, you want to make sure it's compelling to really entice people to click on your blog or just overall content page compared to the competition, right? So it's all a competition game and really analyzing how can you do better. When we're looking at the overall structure here, we can do better by actually following more of like the best practices and then making it more compelling when it comes to people clicking your page instead of this page if you're ranking side by side. Then you also have the topical authority and domain authority basically what topical authority is just how authoritative when it comes to the topic that you're writing about, right? So for example, if you are a personal injury lawyer and you only have 2 blogs talking about, different long tail keywords or just overall about your practice, somebody who has 100 blogs talking about different cases or different, situations you might get in where having a personal injury lawyer would be beneficial, would have more of a priority when it comes to ranking in Google, since they're deemed more authoritative when it comes to their industry and niche. So this is why creating a lot of content is really important that's specific to your niche. And then, as I explained before as well, domain authority also plays a part, meaning how much domain authority your website has, which basically means how many other websites are linked to your websites that are relevant, right? Making sure like we're really focusing on relevancy. If you have, a personal injury lawyer website and you have basically a backlink from a pet food store that sells pet food online, it wouldn't really make much of an impact. But if you're getting linked out from other sources that are relevant, such as like maybe another personal injury lawyer that links out back to you, this would have a huge basically impact on your overall domain authority, which also plays a part when it comes to ranking. The higher domain authority you have, the easier it is to rank for either more competitive keywords or just keywords in general. Then meta tags, which we explained before. And then we also have internal and external links, and these basically act as support when you write about your content. So for example, here we can see within the first paragraph, in the example we have, they're linking back to a car accident attorney and they're referencing that, like a car accident attorney. And then I was pretty much analyzing their overall links. I mean, there are linking to like the official Seattle page, but I don't think this would, pretty much provide a lot of support when it comes to their overall content. I think like a good way they can maybe external link is have an overall. So for here, they do have a statistics. It would be really good if they link to the certain statistics to really back up their claim on the numbers that they're providing based on this. And Google will just analyze this content and really see like it's really supporting, and it matches what they're talking about as well, and just overall help boost the rankings when it comes to this. And same thing with internal links. If they have other blogs that are basically related to this will also help increase just their supporting claim. But not only this, but their overall topical authority and really increasing how basically the search crawlers are crawling their overall website. And then you have a schema markup and page speed. Nobody wants to land on a slow page speed. This is a ranking factor, but not only a ranking factor, but also how people would be interacting with your website. If somebody has a slow website, obviously they're not going to wait that long if it's loading pretty slow, and just really increase more of your bounce rate. Yeah, this is just really important to really focus on. And then we have schema markup, which is basically an HTML code, as I explained before, that gives more context into what basically the content you're providing, right? So you have local schema markup, you have video schema markup, but then you also have article schema markup. So when we're analyzing the overall schema build, we can see here that the example we have does have an article schema markup, basically showcasing to the search engine crawlers who are scanning this page that, hey, this is an article. And then they also have the local business schema markup for the overall site, telling the search engine crawlers that the overall structure or the overall purpose of the site is it's a local business, which they are since they're car accident and personal injury lawyers. And just adding this can just help you rank really high. But not only that, but give you more of a chance to start ranking for featured snippets. An example of a feature snippet is this AI overview. You can see here that they're pulling data from different blogs when it comes to basically generating their AI results. But then you also have this feature snippet here. That's not really ranking, but it's more ranking as a feature snippet based on the content. And basically schema markup helps you when it comes to this. Anyways, hopefully you guys found value in this video. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And this process can be really time consuming, or sometimes even confusing. There is a link below in the descriptions, and you can book a free 30-minute discovery call with me to really go highlight over this as well. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.